Hey there, this is a tutorial on how to create a glossy bar for a web page to be used as a sort of like a divider, a decorative divider. So first thing you'll want to do is go ahead and GIMP going and create a new image. Let's go ahead and just do, say, 1,000. Let's go ahead and say 1,500. Oops, not 15,000 by 20. Let's go ahead and do a transparent background for that, and just go ahead and hit OK there. Now, if your workstation or workspace rather is set up the way mine is, then you probably do not see the entire bar. If you hit Control somewhere within your work area here, Control and use the roller ball on your mouse and roll down, you can zoom out. And also if you go upwards, you can zoom in. So out and in. Also, another way, if you don't have the roller ball, is there's a zoom tool over here. You can select that, and then you can do zoom in or zoom out, and then just go over here and just sort of click. Each time you click, it'll zoom either in or out. So you can zoom in or out that way. So this is going to be, I'm going to do my best to get as close as possible here. Now also I can scroll back and forth here. So here's our background layer. Let's go ahead and create a new layer so we can put our shape on there, and we'll be using our rectangle selection tool. Make sure the mode is set to replace the current selection. Set the rounded corners to I'll say 15 for this, and make sure your other settings resemble mine, and we'll just go ahead and draw an initial shape. This is not as big as it's going to be. We're going to adjust it down here. First of all, let's go ahead and set the coordinate of the upper left-hand corner of our selection to 2. We'll set that to 2. And then for the Y coordinate for the top left corner, we'll just set that at 2 also. That way, it'll keep it to the left, top left of our canvas area, so the selection won't be running off of that. We want the whole thing to be shown. Next thing we'll do here is set the size to, now remember we have our canvas is 1,500 by 20. So we want to make our image, let's go ahead and do something, slightly smaller there. Let's do 14, we'll say 90 by, and then say 15 pixels. Okay, the next step would be to go ahead and let's get the blend tool. Set the gradient to be foreground to background. And we'll go ahead and select our foreground color to be that pretty red color here. And we want our background to be black, or just any other color you decide. I like to do red and black together. Make sure foreground to background here. I didn't want that other one. I must have clicked something. The one above it probably. Okay. Make sure that the shape is set to bilinear and that your other settings resemble mine. Now what we'll do, and for demonstration, I will zoom in, which you're welcome to zoom in too, and we'll go ahead and do this from the top to the bottom there. Let me go ahead and zoom back out just so you can see how that looks there. Okay, well, that's going to look pretty on a web page. The scrolling marquee kind of takes away from it, but when we're finished, you'll be able to see our finished product. Now let's go ahead and add that glossy effect to it. So go ahead and create the new layer. We'll set the glossiness on top of that layer. Okay, get your rectangle select tool. Go ahead and set make sure that the settings resemble mine. Make sure that this is an intersection. We want to do this selection as an intersection. So we'll just start here at the very left corner and sort of drag it all the way. Now just kind of just wait, have patience here. You're going to want to make sure it gets all the way to the end there, and we'll do that. Okay, now let's go ahead and shrink the selection by 1 pixel. Alright, now go ahead and get the blend tool. Set the opacity to something like, I like to use 80 or 50 or whatever you like. And set the foreground color to white. Make sure it's pure white. You want all F's there and the HTML notation. And we want the gradient effect to be foreground to transparent. Shape is bilinear. Make sure your other settings resemble mine. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and kind of scroll to the middle here. I'll zoom in. Alright, make sure everything is right. We're on the right layer. And we'll just go ahead and draw from the top to the bottom there. Alright, nice. Okay, so let me zoom out. Alright, see. Let's select none so we can see it. Okay, so that looks nice. Okay, so from here you would just want to export that. Save it as a pen, a transparent background pen, and stick it on your web page.